Good morning. It's Sharon at Ponderosa Garden Adventures, and I am finally outside to do my back garden tour. It has been since December. I don't know where the time went. I did a front garden tour, and I just never got back here to do the tour in the back. So I'm excited to show you today. There's still a lot of things that need to be cleaned up, and we've got projects in works and all the rest of it, but I just wanted to show you, here we are on March 30th, what the back garden looks like here in zone 10A, and let's take a look. I always start with a full pan, so let's do that first. All right, I'll start here on the north side of the bed. This is our bed with the Cape daisies that we did a complete revamp. We did a rejuvenation cut, and you can see they're coming back. We still have one we need to transplant, and they're a replacement, but they're doing really well. So in front of those Cape daisies, let me get past the gate here, we've got our seating area right here in front of Provence. There's a video that will be coming out later this week. I just did a refresh and got a lot of fresh plantings in there and seeds for the beginning of spring. We'll go down this way. We've got Mexican heather here. We've got a blue chiffon hibiscus. I'm going to replace the pepper here. This is a Marconi giant pepper. This is our piñata rose, which is doing so well. I just took a picture that I posted in community yesterday or the day before, and you could see all the colors. There was a light white, blush pink, a red, and an orange, and as they age they change colors. And this is a climbing rose that I'm going to train up this fence, so it's open. Here is a quick peek inside Provence. It's looking nice and full. Excited for that the rest of spring. Coming down to Corfu, we've got poppies that are edging our beds on this side, and we've got lavender edging our beds on the other side, so we're just going to leave that. These are all self-seeded. Come this way so you can see Mark's garden bed here, Corfu. The potato bush, our white Gora, is coming back. I'm excited. It's about ready to bloom, maybe another 7 to 10 days. We did a hard prune back on our hibiscus, and that should flush out in another 2 weeks. And our potato bush that we trimmed on the end there is already ready for another trimming. It had so much growth. Here is our plum tree. It's all leafed out. It's got so many blooms. I think Mark has a video coming out on our trimming of this tree. It's really my favorite. It's burgundy plum, and yeah, you'll see it a lot in our tours. Come back out here to the edge. I have echinacea. We've got olive trees here in these pots. I need to figure out where their permanent home's going to be. And some new dawn roses that are going to be part of another project that's coming up in the next week or two. Also, you can see these planters along the edge here. That's another project that's coming up. So here's the urns. This is our Princess Charlene de Monaco rose, and you can see it's just ready to absolutely burst. Look at all of those buds. You can see how they kind of circle. There's a almost spent bloom, but you can see just the circle of buds around it. It's just my favorite rose. Some vinca, and we have some vinca that's self-seeded along the edge here, and some weeds. But we're going to get that encouraging that. Got the rest of the urns down here. This is the one that had all of the little starts, and I was guessing they were petunias, but I didn't really know, and look what it's done. It's actually looking the best out of all of them. I'm so excited, and I love the colors together with that bright red dianthus. This is my perennial garden, and that was slated for a rework last season, but we didn't quite get there. We had some other things pop in front of it, but that's definitely going to happen this season, coming up fairly soon. We have, again, self-seeding from the urn here for some verbena and an iris coming back, and another one there from our big iris removal project. We've moved these this row of lemon trees and cypress trees waiting for their permanent spot. So this is the area we've cleared it. This is the season that we're going to be putting in our greenhouse, and so we've just cleared and weeded this area. We're getting ready to mulch it until we're actually ready to get the supports in and start the actual build of the greenhouse, but it's exciting because it's getting closer. We've had to shelve it a couple times. Back here we have our avocado tree, and it's coming back. It's really happy. I think finally, this is the spot it's always been in, but I planted these potato bushes next to it, and it kind of gives it some shade in the hottest part of the day, and I think it just didn't want to be alone. I'll give you just a quick view this way into Paradiso. There's Mark's asparagus garden. We've got our pumpkin arch, which has peas growing on it right now, the artichokes in the back, and our willow tree, our black peppermint willow tree, is doing fantastic. So very happy with that. This way, again, you can see Paradiso is a bit of a mess right now. It's not so much Paradiso, but it is a really lovely place to be and work because it's shady. You can see we've got all the trees here. So it's shady most of the time, and it's my opportunity to actually have some shade-loving plants. So I'm excited when we finally get the greenhouse build. That's what all of that is. It's going to clear Paradiso again so we can finish this build out. Coming through here, we've got our hibiscus. There we go. This is our fire pit area, and it's waiting for its revamp. My son has this cactus and all of these succulents in here, so we're kind of waiting for him to clear those out so we can actually get in here and work. But we kind of have a tropical theme of the plants in this area, because we call it Kilauea. And a back view of Tuscany. It's kind of nice. We don't see this too often in the tours. Here I've got this red rose here, and this red one and the yellow one on the end there, and there's a maroon color one in the middle were just really cheap on sale, like $8 roses that we put in here. And I decided I was going to put in these supports and trellis it across, and it is just such a bright spot in the yard. I can see it from my kitchen window, and I don't know if it's going to pick up in here because we're kind of in the shade. I'll shoot it from the other side, but it's one of my favorites. Here we have Mark's Pineapple Grove. Going back here, he's just repotted some of these and kind of moved everything around. We have bougainvillea growing here on the arch. We've got two different colors. We've got this pink one here, and then the one that's growing from the other side is that purple, which is my favorite. Here's our raspberry that we recently planted, the two raspberries, and something got in here and just ate it. And so I'm going to have to put some sort of fencing up around it just to keep the critters out. They didn't go for the other one, thank goodness. There's our gardenia. They smell amazing. There's the other raspberry there, and you can see it's got flowers. So maybe we'll get some raspberries. Here's the blueberries, and we definitely have blueberries coming on this one. So let me turn turn back around. So here we go. I should have given you a long shot here. This is kind of our secret garden. And we've got the berry patch and the pineapples, and then of course we have the grapevine, which is going gangbusters already. You can see we've already got grapes starting. There we go, there you can see. There's that maroon rose in the middle. All of this needs a little bit of trimming, but spring is busy, so it's all about priorities. And there's that yellow rose, so nice and bright. But yeah, the grapevine's starting up here. You can see there's a shot of the grapes. So it's going to be a good year for the grapevine. It comes all the way down here and goes up over this arch, which you can see, and onto this arch on the back side there. This is all one grapevine right down here. It's the flame seedless grapes, and they're very tasty. All right, here is my Ponderosa Garden Adventures planter, and I'm going to put the other broccoli and beets in here. I had those left over, and a couple other things I haven't decided yet, so we're going to be planting that up in the next week or two. Here is Windsor. You can see I do have seedlings coming up from the planting that we did, it's probably been 6 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago. This is white sage. I'm so excited that it's blooming. I've got sweet peas to go in on the obelisk here, and some lupin. We've got calendula coming up, and of course we always have chamomile in this bed. It comes up on its own. It just self-seeds. And on this back side here, we've got another Miss Charlene DeMonico rose. I'm going to come up this way. I've got privet here. This big hedge, which is probably about 12 feet tall right now. It's getting ready to blossom. I'm going to come out this way, and we'll come back in Tuscany through the main opening. We have some salvia here, an Atlast rose, and over here, needing some weeding, is our rose row. And we did go through and defoliate all of these about 3 weeks ago, and you can see they're coming back really strong. We've had heat wave, and so the roses have been absolutely loving the heat. This is one of my favorites here, this one. So we've got a few blossoms coming, but a few weeks. By Mother's Day, they're going to be absolutely amazing. Okay, so we're back to the top here, and you can see the new dawn roses here. Go back down this way. So across from the roses, we have citrus on the outside edges of Tuscany. So we've got a Washington navel. We have a lime tree, and a rose, and a lemon tree, and a Satsuma tangerine. You can see we've got some fruit coming in there. Excited about that. Our plumeria that we transplanted is doing great, and our corner plants, our violas, are doing fine. We had one that didn't make it. I'm going to put a vinca in here because it can handle the sun a little bit better. This corner gets more sun than the others. And then, of course, our eating area. So let's come around this way to Kumei. And originally, I had lavender inside this bed, and it self-seeded itself outside the bed. And when we did a revamp of this bed, I took the lavender out and tried to transplant some, but it didn't take. Now we've got the outside lavender self-seeding into the bed, so I'm really happy about that. I'm just going to let the lavender line the edging of this bed, and it smells amazing. And then again, calendula that has self-seeded itself all on here, and I love the yellow and orange flowers. It's nice and bright. And then over here we have our kangaroo paw. I should have filmed it last month. It was nice and bright. It's starting to fade a little bit, but it is tripled in size from what it was last year. This is its 3rd year, so this is the leap year, and it really is showing. And we have some aloe here. Another calendula, looking nice and fresh. And this is pink profusion salvia over there. And we have some meteor shower verbena and a hibiscus. The red geraniums, these have been in this pot for several years, and they come back nice and strong every year. They actually flower throughout the year. It's just very low maintenance, and yeah, I love the way the black urn highlights the red flowers. We have some Martha Washington geraniums. I've been looking for those. They finally had some of those at Home Depot, so I'm glad I got a hold of some of those. And here's some more poppies, California poppies. So over here, before we come in, let me go back down here. I didn't get this side of the Kilauea. Here is our pear tree. It's coming back. And hopefully, I think we had 3 pears last year, and that was it. So hopefully, I believe this is the 3rd year, so hopefully we'll get a little more this year. There is a front view of the bougainvillea and the roses. It's just, there's those red roses. They're just so bright. They look like they're just plugged in and electrified. And here we have some black-eyed Susan vine. There's only a few that are open right now. It was overcast this morning. But again, they grow up over this arch, and it's so bright that I can see it from my kitchen window. And there's the other side of the grapevine arch and Windsor. Got my Russian sage is coming back, and it has self-seeded itself into our mini rose garden that we call Charlemagne. This, I have a video on pruning these mini roses. I had to take them way back, and they're coming back and looking great. You can see this one here already has a bloom coming in. And my grapefruit tree. You can see we've got more fruit coming in here. And our Monterey Rose of Sharon. These flowers are so amazingly bright. And again, I can see it from my kitchen window, and it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do, which is filling this awkward spot, and it's just a really bright spot. This urn here does have the red geranium in there. It's been struggling a little bit. We've got a flag on there, meaning I need to get a water line hooked in here, and some more of the meteor shower verbena. Here, if I can take a step back here and show you, here is the entrance to Tuscany. So there's our seating area. We've got a 5 variety apple tree. There's Charlemagne and Windsor in the back. So let me bring you in here. This is our green grapevine, Thompson seedless, and I also pruned this back, and it did not take long for it to just really take off. So I have a jasmine that I'm going to plant over here on the other side, so we'll have some white jasmine coming up on the left and the grapevine coming on the right, and hopefully they'll meet and mingle. These are my bulb pots here, and I don't know whether it's the heat and I didn't get enough water on them, but I really have not had good success with my bulbs this year, and I know I've heard that on other channels that everybody's struggled a bit. Not everybody, but a lot of folks have struggled with their bulbs this year, so kind of disappointing. It's still a little early, so we'll hold out hope. Here's the apple tree. You can see lots of blossoms. We've got some apples on here. There's a group of them over here. Have some more geraniums and some lavender. Got some terracotta pots over there that I'm going to get planted up. probably rosemary and lavender and some flowers. All right, there you go. There you can see the full impact of that privet. I actually really love it. I planted those probably 17 years ago, and it really gives us privacy, and it gives some nice shade here in this area. Highly recommend it. They are not invasive here, so I know it is in some places. So here's some more pots with the opportunity to get some more flowers in here. The chamomile will be finishing up in another few weeks, and then that'll come out. I've got more seeds to come in here. And there's our bird bath there. So it's all looking really nice right now. And here's our bird bath. This is where I normally plant my onions. I'm a little late. I did not get my garlic in. I did not get onions in. And I can still put some in here. I might just put some spring onions in there. But yeah. So here we are. Well, thanks for joining me here today on our spring garden tour on the next to last day of March. I promise I will be better about doing these monthly garden tours, and I hope you're doing them for yourself. If you don't have a garden channel, just film them for yourself so that you can see the progress in your garden. And it's really nice to be able to go back month to month and see what's happened in your garden, and also to previous years and see what changed from last year to this year, because I know as our weather changes, it's not the same as it was 5 years ago. So it's really interesting to go back and see that. So I hope you enjoyed the tour. If you have any questions on any of the plants or anything else, leave a comment for us down below. I'd love to know what you're doing in your spring garden. Are you doing garden tours so you can keep track? I'd like to know that too. And I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already, and share with friends if you know anybody who would enjoy this. And we'll see you next time here on Ponderosa Garden Adventures. Bye, guys.